You can learn to appreciate me when it all remains the same. That you ain't never gonna change, never gonna change, never gonna change. My baby, oh baby, and my heart can't take no more. No more. See my days are cold without you like you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the gracegorgeous. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit notification bell. Tell a friend, check my channel. There'll be more videos coming. Y'all don't want to miss it, y'all. This will be an exciting video we're going to be talking about. So today we're going to be talking about Degrassi. So this is actually scenes from 14, season 8, episode 14. So right here we have Claire helping out with giving some clothes away and stuff. So her family's like helping out with others. Then you see Alli dressed in
there's nothing celeb about that style.
Now, of course, she have on but like red clothes, and then Claire's like, "What happened?" He's like, "She's like, Mommy found my school clothes in and we put this clothes on."
was cleaning out
He's
my
like, "You can tell me
closet,
that yes, I
and
live
she found
as
this cool
hot as you."
Trouble?
Yes.
Okay.
I
And
love
then
my
she
closet
like,
view.
"These clothes are for the fortunate people that need it." So she's like, "Well, I think I
clothing is for those
qualify."
fortunate.
Child, you
I
don't
think I
qualify for
qualify.
those clothes. Like, good and done well, you don't need them clothes, child. Okay, just because your mother took away your clothes that you usually wear for school doesn't mean you need those clothes. You know good as well I do, you didn't need them. Okay, you just have to accept that your family's more different from others. That's it. But back to it. So then you see Johnny is like, Johnny, hey, you looking good and stuff like that, basically. And you see Alli looking at him like,
My parents are ruining
good.
my life.
So, and then she like, my parents is ruining my life.
Me borrow your.
And then Claire like, I can't help you with that, okay? She give it up like, I can't help you, okay? Parents gonna do that, Let's just talk about that part before we get into the part. She didn't see it the way how, because she's very young and stuff, so she's not gonna see certain things as like a teenager would. And she wanna dress how other people dress, but it's just that their family is like Muslim and stuff, so they have to dress where they can't show arms and stuff like that. Well, her, she wanna show her whole body and stuff like that, but she had to wear clothes where she can't show skin and stuff like that. So her family was more different and stuff like that. If y'all go to 806, where the friend was like, "What would have taken me to be in your family?" That she was like, "You becoming Muslim," like, and that's the way that part is. That's why she actually dressed like that. But back to the story. So yes, we see this part where they got clothes everywhere,
Darcy doesn't need
and some of the clothes that Claire put out was her sister that
Totally different.
that
I
moved
think
to
that
Africa.
mothballs are affecting your
So she
brain.
was so Alli's like,
get more
"How you
people
don't
to
dress
come
like
to
this?
clothing
Your
drive?
life be totally different."
Take
And then
me
she
a
said,
look
"I think
safely.
mothballs is affecting your brain. Like, girl, you sound crazy. You think I'm gonna wear some of these clothes and stuff like that, And it's like Claire like to wear like school uniform stuff. She's not big on dressing up in regular clothes, so certain things felt uncomfortable with her. Okay, so when Alli was trying to put a shirt on her, and was like, "You want everybody to help you with the drive?" So she was like, "You need to take your look for my skills and let me show you," and stuff like that. So you could tell she was a big nervous because she never wore regular clothes. She always wore school uniform, so that was always comfortable for her. And ever since Alli induced her to regular clothes and stuff like that, she was laughing at it, wearing, she looked happy. Looked like she was a whole new Claire in this, okay? Because she looked like she was enjoying herself out in Alli and stuff. She was enjoying it, made her kind of feel good. Then she wore the clothes outside, okay? Alli made her wear the clothes outside. She said, "I feel ridiculous," and stuff like that. That's because she wasn't used to wearing regular clothes. Like I said, she was always wearing uniform. She never got in just to wearing regular clothes and wearing how everyone else was wearing. you know, because everybody know her for just wearing a uniform, not changing her look. So since she got her look changed and stuff like that, people start to notice Clea more, okay? And Alli just turned out she looked fine, you know. And then here comes Peter, was like, Clea, look nice. Do that outfit belong to, then that's when Clea was like, Darcy. And then she's like, well, you look much better at it. He didn't want to say her name because his girlfriend was like right next to her. So Peter was like, you look very nice, but he wanted to say Darcy, but he couldn't because he knew he had a girlfriend, which he wasn't allowed to say it. So he couldn't say the name that he wanted to say. Okay, so you see them at the dock, and Holly, Jay, like, what do y'all want? There was like 2 Shakespeare chocolate shakes. So the boy like, hey cutie, what's your name? So I didn't think the boy talking to her, which, how you not noticing the boy not even looking at your direction? He looking at Clea. That's something you should have picked up, Alli. Like, if somebody ain't looking at me or nothing like that, I wouldn't know her to sit and be like, you know, what's your name and stuff like that, you know. The boy was like, oh, what's your name? She jumped and said Alli, and then he was like, I met your friend. Like, how you not recognize the sign? So technically that's your fault because you thought he was talking to you, but he wasn't talking to Clea. And then Clea was like, I'm Clea. He said Reese. And then his friend put much to the table, was like, have a nice day. Which they had a nice day. But it's like, how you didn't pick up on, you know, him not speaking to you? Like, I would have noticed, like, okay. But then you get mad, and Claire's like, in that case, he said, yeah, it looked like he didn't notice me. You wasn't trying to be recognized. Good. You had your shine when you came in the first time in Degrassi. You don't need your shine again outside, child. You don't need it. Let this shine be for Claire, okay? Your shine been long gone from now, okay? Good. Your shine been long gone. You should have got that shine somewhere else, okay? That's cool, your shine was long gone. But then you feel type of way when all the boys outside in the school was looking at Claire. How you feel some type of way? Because you wanted the attention, so now you feel like you can't. Good, your attention was been gone. Once you know to change Claire's look, you should know your shine was gonna be gone. So we had this next one. I said, Claire walking to school, everybody looking at her like, who is this new girl coming in? I know that's not Claire. Everybody is shocked to see her the way how she dressed, because I said she's always wearing uniform. She never wore regular clothes. So all the tension's on her. Everybody looking at her like, who's this new girl? We haven't seen her. Like, all the boys looking at her like, okay. So, you know, like, she has never got this attention before. So Alli, like, you're not gonna dress this all the way, ain't you? He's like, well, I kind of like it, so I might dress like this. So basically, she's telling Alli, well, girl, you put me on the standard that I thought I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing this type of clothes. So you made your friend feel comfortable in her own skin because she didn't know how to feel comfortable or nothing like that. Like, when I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Claire had an older sister versus Darcy, what she did. Darcy tried to change her mind and get her under coach, but it didn't work. So Alli had to step in and change her mind and make her feel comfortable in wearing red clothes. Which, high five for that, Alli. Okay. So basically, she was like I said, she's telling her it was a spin, but she said, well, I kind of like it. Instead of somebody, you know, dress like that. So then she said, you want to see without your brand? So she's like, can I have both? No, you can't. So basically, Claire had already picked up that she felt type of way because she wanted attention, and she wanted everybody who's got her, but she realized the attention's not really on her no more since Claire done stepped in and got the spotlight. Okay, she wanted the spotlight, but girl, you know darn well once you had Claire dressed in those red clothes, spotlight was gonna be gone for you, girl. Okay, it was gonna be been gone for you. Okay. That still has been passed, okay? It's nobody get that spotlight back, girl, okay? So you might sit down and let Claire have that spotlight, because it's long gone for you, girl, long gone, okay? This is long gone for you. And we're going to the next slide, so stay tuned, y'all. So with this scene right here, we see Alli, like, Claire is the smartest. She gotta be prettiest
Isn't it
too.
enough that Claire's the
So
smartest girl in
basically,
class?
she wanted the spotlight,
Claire's
and
pretty.
then she
Doesn't
like,
mean you
so
want.
why is
Yeah.
Johnny annoying me?
Then
He's
why is
like,
Johnny ignoring me?
oh, because
'Cause guys
guys
are
are
stupid.
stupid, which they are. There you go. So, and this one, like, he was really telling her, like,
Guys are stupid. I thought you liked me.
so with this one, he like, I thought he liked it me and stuff. So, he like, and then he's like, then he dissed me from his friends. So it's like, well, he told you what it was, y'all. Okay, he basically told what it was. He basically told her, like, you know, if my friends find out I'm going out with you, they gonna clown me and stuff like that, and your brother. And then it's like, he told you what it was at it. He told you if y'all came out with y'all relationship, his friends were gonna clown him and all that. Like, he didn't wanna be out. He wanted to be, you know, everybody didn't know y'all was like boyfriend or girlfriend or anything like that. But, you know, and then he told me, like, any guy who don't want to have sex is an idiot, because you very beautiful. Like, it's something that you enjoy, which he is right. Like, who cares if what your friends think? Only thing you should be worried about is what she thinks of you, not about your friends, because your friends ain't dating her. You is. So in that matter, it shouldn't matter if you're what your friends have to say or anything. If anything, they'll give you a high five. Like, high five. But I guess because she was a freshman, he was a senior, he probably felt like they probably felt a certain way of her, of him dating her. But it's like I said, it shouldn't matter. It only should matter what y'all two make a good couple and what y'all two should be. You know, it takes a lot to put in dedication to a relationship that you scared to do certain things, and I feel like it shouldn't have to be like that. Then, so the part we seen is that they kiss and she got us like, I'm so sorry. Thank you for the advice and stuff I needed to hear in my ear. And
Oh my
you
God.
just see her walked out the door.
Oh my God, that was bad.
Like, she done kissed Claire's
not
man.
the kiss specifically, just the
And then
act.
she
It
like,
was
oh boy,
kissing.
what did I just do? Okay. So
Thank you.
with this part, like I said, you know, we see that she kissed Kid's man, and she's like, oh boy, I'm in trouble. Girl, you is in trouble, so why would you do that? So this next slide we have up is Alli walking. She walking, and she's talking to Claire, and she's like, Claire, I apologize for kissing KC, you know. And then after that, she was like, I wanted the attention. And then she was like, I know you want attention. Then she was like, stupid, huh? He was like, yeah.
Stupid, huh?
So after that, she basically showed her this shirt, and then she said, girl, you think that's fashionable? I got nothing to worry about. Like, basically tell her, like, good, that's not fashionable at all. But, you know, she came as a woman, told her, you know, I didn't mean to do what I did, you know. It was just in that moment, okay? It was just that moment of setting, okay? So it was just in that moment, he was giving me advice and things happened, you know, so. Then you see them having a clothes fight. So they having a clothes fight, okay? They just throwing clothes at each other and stuff like that. And this part right here was a deleted scene, which they did not put in the episode. So the scenes y'all see of them talking stuff, they did not put that. I see scene of 8 and scene 14. They did not put this in here. So this is a deleted scene, so which it wasn't on the episode. But this is the scene where you go on YouTube and find it. It will definitely show this deleted scene. And you actually see Johnny going upstairs. Then you see Claire Alli, but hit Johnny on the side, clothes. So this is actually a deleted scene from the show. Looking at Charlie, oh no, we in trouble. So then Johnny gave Alli the clothes, and then he like, ain't tell me what he got with that idiot. So she like, do we have to keep it a secret? And then he like, it's up to you.
It's up to you.
Please tell it's up to you. If we, you know, we don't gotta be a secret. We can just come out. So with this part, it's basically he's telling her he don't care of them coming out. Everybody knowing their relationship. Like, he don't care. He just wanna be with her. He will tell you wanna be with her. Okay. Like I said, this is a deleted scene. It's not from the show, y'all. It's not from the show. They actually took this scene out, which I think they should have kept it in. and we would got more experience on this, but they didn't keep it. So okay. So this next scene we see, remember I said that was a this scene they're not keeping it. This true scene they put in here where you see Johnny coming down the stairs, and then you see Alli just fixing up the clothes, the shoes, everybody putting like the drive that they don't want and give it to other people that needs and stuff like that. Like, and like I said, you actually see Johnny going downstairs, and then he's like, it's basically all over the grapevine. Basically, he heard about Alli kissing Casey and stuff. So basically, on the deleted scene, he didn't know about the rumors yet. Okay, he didn't know. All he knew was he had clothes on his face. He asked her to go out. You know, she gave him an answer. This scene, he didn't know about nothing. But that was the least he didn't know about it. This scene right here, he heard about it, so he's actually confronting Alli and asked her what's going on with this. He basically asked Alli, is Casey your new streets? Like, this is your new boyfriend?
I apologize.
So she like, well, I apologize to Claire, which I see in that clip. She apologized to Claire what she did. He like, why you worried about it? You don't want it to be you. Basically, you don't want us to be in a relationship. Basically, he's talking about you don't want to be my boyfriend. So why do you feel type of way? Like, I don't know. Why would you feel type of way? Like, you didn't want the girl, okay? But then you actually change your mind, and then you feel type of way what she did. Like, come on now. It's either you like her, you don't. But you have it both things, y'all. You can't have it both things, okay? Like, it's either you like the girl, you don't, okay? Because you making her get confused here. Why do you care? You don't want to be you. And they like, are you sure about that? Your boyfriend and stuff like that. So it's like, if you don't make up your mind, like, you gonna have this girl going crazy and all confused in the head, all because of your feelings and your emotions. Basically, he giving her the hint, like, are you sure? Like, those are your words. Like, you don't know how I feel or anything about you. So you just going off the top of your head of, I don't want you or anything like that. Which he basically saying that's not the case of it. Like, basically said, like, I do like you. And like, you're very smart girl, you're very pretty and stuff like that, which he does. He, at this moment, he do like her and stuff, like, you know. So let's see what the spark's gonna be. But he basically telling her, like, are you sure about that? Like, I think you're in denial with that part. Like he basically giving her the hints, like, I do want to be your man. That's the hint he's giving. Like, I want to be your man. I don't know what you're talking about. So she basically told Johnny, I don't like Casey. It just seemed like a good idea. Basically, like I said, she was in the moment. She didn't like him. She felt bad. That's not something Johnny like. I kind of get that. I kind of do stupid things, and I don't know why either. So yeah, so he actually get where she's coming from. She was like, it just seemed like a good day at time. So basically, like, I wasn't trying to. Basically, she was trying to tell Johnny, I wasn't trying to kiss him. I just wanted him to give me advice or certain things, and I think I took it too far because I was just in the moment. At that moment, I didn't mean to actually do it. It changed the conversation to you miss hanging out, and then he go say it's complicated.
I'm a bad guy, backwoods. And you're better off without me.
So she like, it's not good enough. So it's like, he like, it's complicated, like, I don't know, or anything like that. Like, he's still trying to figure out his life. So I'm just like, you should have been throughout your life. Okay, if even you could have said yes, no, but you like, it's complicated. What else could be complicated? You could have just gave her yes or no. You don't want to give a straightforward answer. Tell her he's a bad guy.
I'm a bad
and
backwoods.
Alli's like, of course you're an idiot. So basically he tells her, I'm a bad guy. I don't think you wanna really deal with me or anything like that. So she said, basically you're an idiot. Like, basically she kind of knows that Johnny is not a bad guy. What others see from the back, they see him as a bad guy, but with Alli, she sees a whole different person. She don't see Johnny as a bad guy, and she mostly see him as a sweet person, a nice and polite gentleman. That's what she's looking at it as. But you know, she's not looking at him as like a terrible guy or anything like that. Johnny was like smiling and blushing, like okay. So you can see him happy and stuff from what she said. It made him blush. It made him happy. But I told him. He basically said, it doesn't matter what you wear, you look good to me. So basically said, listen, I don't care what you wear or anything, you still would look good to me, you know. And I think that's the most important thing that you can ever get from a guy. Like if a guy say you look good to him, you look good to him. It doesn't matter what you wear, what kind of makeup you have on, nothing. But you know, he is like what you got on as a woman. I think that made her blush. Like she started smiling, like, okay, he likes me. In her mind, like he likes me and stuff like that. And it's like, well, of course, he said he don't care what you got on. Looking good to him. He don't care. He don't care. But yeah, so that's basically it. But like I said, go look at it'll be down in the description of the episodes. It's gonna be the deleted scenes and the episode of Degrassi. So everything will be down in the description. And yes, go check out for yourself. Let me know what y'all thought about these parts of these two. Like I said, the when they took out the deleted scenes, they didn't put that part in there. Y'all gonna see it now. They didn't put that. I wish they did. It would have made it more interesting to everybody. We understand, like, okay, now we see where this part is to that part is. But you know, they didn't actually put that. They took that part out, which I think they should have left it in. It would have made it more time good of it. But you know how directors are. They want to take certain things and not add it on. But it would have made it more fun if they would have added on, because it would have made the show more exciting. Who knows? It would have gave more views, more everything. Like it would have gave, but don't even put in there what what they wanted to put in there. But I think they should have left that scene in there because it'd been more exciting if y'all ask me. But please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend, check out my channel. Baby more videos coming. Bye y'all. We out of here. Grace, go inside here. Bye.